let everybody enter. I'm going to go on.
WeSkoolhouse, made for children, designed for you. Welcome to the WeSkoolhouse Classroom Dashboard. Navigate our resources from this dashboard or from the sidebar on the left. Under Curriculum, access reference material on progressive approaches such as the Reggio Emilia approach, supporting social-emotional learning, and leaning into process-driven experiences. You'll also find schedule guidance and whole investigations and STEAM and seasonal activity packets. Under Environment, you'll find guidance on setting up your learning environment, including various classroom centers, and guidance on Reggio Emilia documentation and learning materials and loose parts. Under Classroom Management, access guides for navigating various transitions and behaviors, and for conducting routines such as circle time. Under Milestones and Development, you'll find reference materials on child brain development, health and hygiene, and our developmental checklists. Under Community, you'll find tools for working cohesively with your teaching team and working with families in partnership. Finally, under our Webinars module, find all of our pre-recorded webinars on various topics related to early childhood. Our Home Dashboard offers much of the same and similar resources as the Classroom Dashboard, but it's geared towards the home environment and family dynamics. What's more, our directory of resources is ever growing, with new guides, activities, and webinars added to both our Classroom Dashboard and our Home Dashboard each month. Sign up for your free trial today so you can see all that WeSkoolhouse has to offer.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in for our webinar on WeSkoolhouse. Today, I'm going to be the host of this webinar. I'm Dheeraj Trakru. I am the founding director of India Market Entry. We are exclusive partners of WeSkoolhouse, and we represent WeSkoolhouse in India, which is a New York-based organization. So before we begin, some ground rules, and what we are going to conduct in the next 30 odd minutes is a quick presentation and showcase of the platform for which I have my colleague Malabika, who's going to support me to do the demonstration. Um, Post which we will open up for Q&A, any questions, queries that you have around the dashboard or the platform that we will be showcasing. We'll be happy to answer each one of them. You would be allowed to unmute yourself and interact with us, and we will be happy to engage. Before we begin, would love to know each one of you who you are, where you're from, what is your role in your institution. That would be great. An example of that template has been shared by my colleague in the chat. Kindly please share with us who you are so that we can customize our approach as much as possible so that we are able to cater to your needs and requirements. That will be helpful to begin with. And those who have just joined in, thank you so much for joining in and sparing this time. I know it has been a hectic day for each one of you, all educators, preschool owners, and joining in at late evening is hard for everyone. We will make sure that we will do a quick presentation and we'll make this uh, webinar as meaningful as possible for all of you. So let's start. And so I'm thrilled that today we are talking about bringing Reggio Emilia. I think few years ago nobody even knew about Reggio Emilia, and we have been advocating ourselves, and we have been at the forefront of talking about the latest methodology, that is Reggio Emilia, how this is changing the world for kids. When I first discovered Reggio Emilia approach, I was amazed by how it respects children's capabilities and transforms their learning experience. And so today, but of course, very excited to share how can we bring this world-renowned teaching philosophy to preschools across India, right? So before we talk about Reggio Emilia, I wanted to understand, what does our audience really understand? What do you understand? What do you believe are the key principles of Reggio Emilia philosophy? You can choose any three of them that you feel or about. Three key principles of Reggio Emilia approach. You will see a poll right now on your screens in the chat. Please go and select your options. Pretty straightforward uh, question. You can choose any three from this question. What we are trying to understand is what what are your beliefs? What do you believe are the key principles of Reggio Emilia approach? Any three options that you can choose, please go for it. I see that a lot of people are choosing child-led experiences. Number two, I'm seeing environment as the third teacher. Yes, amazing. Project-based learning is coming up a lot. Documentation of learning process is coming up a lot. Very nice. Please fill in these details. Let us understand how much do you already know about Reggio Emilia philosophy. I think everybody has done this. I'm going to share the results with you quickly. So another 5 seconds. Please fill in your answers in the poll. What do you believe are the key principles of Reggio Emilia approach? What are the key principles you believe are, you know, a part of the Reggio Emilia approach? Sorry for that. All right, perfect. So I'm sharing the results. I'm ending the poll and sharing the results. It will be on your screen right now. As you can see, number one is child-led experiences. Absolutely right. Environment as a third teacher. Absolutely bang on. Project-based learning, documentation of learn. I think we have a very well educated crowd that understands Reggio Emilia. Um, right. So I think that's amazing to see um, the results there. Let us move forward from here. It's great to see that everybody understands and we have a well learned crowd. But I wanted to still iterate about the advantage of the Reggio Emilia for the ones who are looking to gain more knowledge, for the ones who are looking to better understand. And I'll go quickly through some points here. I'm not going to go in depth in the Reggio Emilia philosophy. I by no means am an expert to do that either. So there are clearly five advantages that Reggio Emilia seems to be having today over other philosophies. Number one is child-led learning, and I think we all agree that was the top one answer that everybody gave. Child-led learning. This is a fundamental to Reggio. Children are viewed as capable, curious individuals who direct their own learning journey. And teachers are partners rather than directors of the learning process. So teachers become partners. Number two, environment as the third teacher. That was also one of the answers that most of you gave. And typically in Reggio schools, the physical space is intentionally designed to inspire exploration, creativity, and collaboration. And the environment itself really becomes a teacher alongside the adults and any other peer children that you're working with. So that's environment. So that's what environment as a third teacher. Number three, open-ended materials. So Reggio classrooms always feature natural, versatile materials. That does not have like one way fits all kind of a situation. There's no one right way to engage with it. So this encourages open-ended creativity, problem solving, and multiple ways that a child can express their ideas. Fourth, documentation. I think that was also one of the popular chosen answers. Educators in Reggio Emilia philosophy carefully observe. So observe and record and document. I think this is a process common to some of the other philosophies also, but Reggio Emilia philosophy really stems from it. So, capturing the moments, videos, pictures, conversations, uh, is what a Reggio Emilia educator would do, and this makes learning very visible and values the thinking of child. Right? That's what it does. And finally, the last but not the least, project-based learning through long-term investigations that are based on the child's genuine interest. Right? These projects actually evolve very organically. Often, these projects would last for weeks or even for months as the child continuously explores the concepts deeply. So together, these five elements really create a powerful educational approach that truly respects the child's capabilities as well as nurtures their natural curiosity which they are born with. I mean, every kid keeps on asking questions. Yeah. Right. So what is exactly WeSkoolhouse then? We talked about Reggio Emilia, we talked about these advantages that is have. So what is exactly WeSkoolhouse? So what we have done in WeSkoolhouse is created a comprehensive online platform. It's a web portal, web platform that brings the Reggio Emilia approach directly to your preschool in India. Instead, I mean, there are tons of schools that have done experimental studies. They've gone overseas for training. They've hired specialized consultants to do progressive pedagogy, and you spend like lakhs of rupees. And what we have done here is created a small package that has everything you need in one platform. That's it. You can do it yourself, and a teacher can immediately pick it up and start using it. These are some of the best practices from New York to London. Some of the top preschools use them. More than 80 countries WeSchoolhouse currently is present in, and people buy these curriculums just because it's accessible. And our platform is especially designed for educators and preschool owners, and the platform really provides practical tools to implement this teaching philosophy for the children from, and the age group is also critical because we target 0 to 6, birth to 6. Right? So if you're running a daycare, if you're planning a daycare where you want to get kids lower than 2 years, if you're in a metro city, that's also possible with this curriculum. It gives you that flexibility. And the beauty of WeSchoolhouse is that it makes Reggio Emilia implementation pretty straightforward and very practical as an approach. So you don't need to reinvent your preschool. You don't need to change the entire preschool, all dynamics. We provide a step-by-step guide and you can take it slow. You can start adding some parts of it to the existing curriculum and the way you're doing it in your school, and you can start using it. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Um, you don't really basically need to reinvent the wheel going forward. Some of the key features I want to quickly highlight, although Malavika is going to go in deep and going to share the platform itself, is first of all, we provide more than 500 activities, I mean, activity-based modules, and these aren't just random activities by no means. They are very carefully designed experiences that really embody the Reggio Emilia principles while being simple to implement, meaning these are using very simple language that any educator would understand. And each of them really come with clear guidance, documentation, examples, and extensive ideas. Number two is our curriculum fully aligns with NEP 2020 guidelines. And what does this mean? This means you don't have to worry about the National Education Policy alignment at all. This is Reggio, at the same time NEP aligned. And in fact, this is beyond NEP as well to a certain extent. So you're future proofing your approach. And number three is our teacher training certification. And some of you who must have attended our previous webinar must have noticed that we do teacher training, we provide asynchronous courses, we provide in-school courses as well. So that is one of the things we do in addition to the platform. And finally, we do provide detailed classroom setup guide. Now, as all of you already know, the environment as a third teacher. So this is an important critical element of being a Reggio Emilia school. So that brings me to a quick next poll uh, for me to again better understand what is the age group that you're looking to implement WeSkoolhouse for or Reggio Emilia curriculum for. What is the particular age group that you're looking for? You can select one. Which age group today, are you looking to implement WeSkoolhouse or Reggio Emilia curriculum for? I see some of the answers coming in. Um, Seems like people are choosing preschoolers and multiple age groups. These are the two I'm seeing. I don't see anything else, infant or toddlers coming in, but preschools and multiple age groups are coming in. So multiple age groups really means that all of the age groups that they're looking for. But I see majority preschoolers. I will immediately showcase and share the poll results. Kindly put in your feedback. This is a quick one, very easy. What age group are you looking to implement WeSkoolhouse or Reggio Emilia for in your preschool, in your classroom? Which age group are you looking to implement this curriculum for? All right, so I think I'll just give it another 10 seconds. If you have not answered, please pick up one age group, whichever you cater to, whichever you work with, please answer that. Um, all right, okay, done. So I'm going to share the results quickly for you guys to see here. So majority of them are looking to implement it in preschool, and there are quite a few who are looking to implement it for all age groups, all of the above. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Let's move on to the next bit. All right, so we have a specific curriculum. I don't know if you guys have been able to go through our website and seen this, but we have age specific. And let me quickly give you a walkthrough of each age group that we address. Number one, infant, 0 to 12 months. So here we focus on creating a sensory rich environment with again natural materials, just like Reggio, that invites exploration. We emphasize on respectfully caregiving routines so that welcome babies' participation rather than treating them as a passive recipient of care. There is mirror and light explorations that are there for babies for self discovery, and this sort of creates a cozy home-like space for security. And we do have also, mind you, documentations, templates for documentation for this age group, 0 to 12. I know it's too small. We don't do it in India, but this is also possible, and this is there already within our system. Moving on to next, what we have is toddlers. Toddlers is 1 to 2 here. Here we are emphasizing on movement-based investigations. That's what we're trying to do. Movement-based investigation, getting their feet and legs and fingers, everything moving. And we focus very heavily on language, and there are language provocations that support the emerging communication that the kids are starting to do. While it being open-ended, art experiences. So art is the center of this, and we designed really the sensory exploration stations, again with natural elements, create opportunities for social play, so playing with each other, with minimal intervention, and we really develop the self-help skills of authentic context. So toddlers really thrive when given the autonomy within thoughtfully prepared environment. So that's our focus in the toddlers. And finally, our preschool curriculum, we provide framework for long-term projects, like I talked about, projects that last for weeks, months. So we provide those frameworks. We guide community-focused investigation, so outside of the school as well, community-focused investigation that really help them to connect with the real world and be able to, develop a rich language through art, drama, and construction. So these are key pillars. We develop language through art, drama, and constructions. So again, nature-based scientific inquiry opportunities are provided, ton of them. Collaborative problem-solving scenarios are given to the child to develop that critical thinking. There is a huge emphasis on social emotional learning skills. So social emotional skills are another. So these are very age appropriate, developed for specific age groups. So here I take opportunity to, introduce Malabika, who will talk about the platform. She will showcase the platform and give you an overall uh, feel of the platform. Malabika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. Hi, good evening. Thank you being here, be a part of this webinar and making it a grand success. I have connected to on most of you know me or over a call this today and yesterday we connected. So we will try to walk you through the WeSkoolhouse platform, and please feel free to ask any questions that you have pertaining to the platform that you want to know more about, and we can have a detailed discussion around it. So I'll start sharing my screen. Just a moment. Okay, here you go. So this is the typical dashboard as soon as you log into the WeSkoolhouse platform. There are a couple of things that I would like to highlight before I begin the demonstration part of it. One is we have curriculum which is on like a daily scheduler wherein you can follow step by step how you want to do hourly, weekly, daily, monthly, how you want to plan. And something is called as an a la carte, where you can pick and choose the activities that you can do and you can design your entire module. So it is not very hard and fast of rule of how it has been designed. Basically, it has two aspects to it. First, it is a framework, a detailed framework, which is given for somebody who is absolute newbie, who is looking for a structure and a well-planned execution of a preschool for the entire academic year. And also somebody who needs a little bit of more handholding and looking at a step-by-step process for throughout day and week. So as soon as we log into the WeSkoolhouse platform, this is the typical dashboard that you have access to. As Dheeraj already mentioned, what are the key features of the platform is all about. I'll try to at least touch base on few of the pointers, although it's vast as an ocean and it's very difficult to cover it even in an hour's time. So first, your area of interest is curriculum. So as a poll suggested that most of you are looking at the preschool age and also the infant and toddler. Now, every single day, unlike India, at least in US or anywhere globally, all the preschool are followed by a daycare program. So we have 8 hours of curriculum which is designed. So if you are not running a daycare and you're still skeptical of how would you execute it, it is absolutely up to you. Pick and choose of the activities that you want to perform in the first 3 hours of preschooling, and you can pick and choose of the activities that you want to perform when the kids are at stay back or a daycare program. So this particular curriculum talks about the schedule guidance, progressive approach, language enrichment, and movement activities, so on and so forth. So I'll start with the progressive approach. I'll just touch base on the few pointers for you to understand. So we have a detailed Reggio Emilia philosophy. We are all here to, understand Reggio more. Although all the other curriculums that I have experienced at work with, Reggio is comparatively, it's very open-ended. Nobody can say that, hey, I know complete, how Reggio works. It's a philosophy and it is still evolving. Every year I see there is a change and there's an improvisation of what we are doing. And as a WeSchool of platform, as a whole team, we always believe, improvisation or changing is the key to success. So we are adding a lot of value. We are adding a lot of content, supporting documents for the teachers, preschoolers, and also tons of materials to read through. Who is somebody's absolutely new and getting, a starter, or somebody have been into the preschool section for quite some years now. So this is Reggio Emilia philosophy. We have emergent curriculum, process-driven experiences. This is a detailed, we all know the 100 languages of Reggio Emilia is pretty famous, and provocation being the heart or soul of it. I'll quickly go back to the curriculum and we look at the schedule guidance. So on the left-hand side, you see the panel, which gives you a bifurcation of what all there is there of the entire, platform. Now we are looking at a ready-made schedule, infant schedule, toddler, and a preschooler. So infant, toddler, and preschooler, this guide helps you to make and pick and choose of the activities that you want to perform and plan your entire, day or a month. Now, for example, you're already using a certain curriculum. You're already using a playway method, or can be a Montessori, or anything that you're currently using. You can always mix it. You can have a blended curriculum because, as I said, Reggio is pretty open and it is always open for blending it and make it more better and suitable. Now we have a ready-made schedule. So ready-made schedule is something that gives you a day-wise planner, monthly framework, and also a daily suggested schedule. So I'll quickly run through the daily suggested schedule. And as on popular demand, I will walk you through on the 3 to 5 years of guidelines. So you have typically, today is Tuesday, 4th of March. You have the entire day here. Now, if I select the age 4, it gives me how would a day typically look like who is of 4 years on Tuesday on March 4th, 2025. So it has tons of plan which has been already done in advance. Now we have certain attachments, which is a read through for you to execute it successfully. Now I'll go to the monthly suggested schedule. Anybody, if you want to precisely see a particular age group, please feel free to type it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and let me know. I would be more than happy to show you that. So I'll go with age 5 so far. All right, Laila, I'll just address it. Okay, 5. 3.5. Okay, unfortunately, we do not have the pointers there. It is just between
3 years and month 6. 3 years and month 6.
Month 6, correct. Okay, thank you, Dheeraj. So I'll start with 5. Just a moment. So say if I want to select how typically month 7 of age 5 will look like. Just a moment. Okay. Now it has the week-wise planner here. It's week 2. And we're looking at a week 2. How would Monday to Tuesday to Friday is it going to look like? And literacy provocation, I'll open up one of them for you to have a glance of it. And also all of the attachment is on a play audio as well. So say, for example, if you're engaged and you do not have explicit time to read through, you can click on play audio and you can listen to the gist of it, what you're going to actually perform on that particular day. Now I'll go to say 3 years, and month I can select as one of the month that you want to perform, say under the water. So every month is designed on a theme, and we're looking at a theme based. So everything will revolve around that particular theme. So as we selected as ocean as one of the month 12 theme, these are the materials which is required. If you see on the right hand side, it also says print PDF. Say, for example, you're an academic coordinator, or you're managing, you're a principal, you're an owner of a school, and instead of kind of everybody read through, you want to give them a handout, you can always do that and plan in advance and give it to the teachers, respective teachers. And also if certain materials which has to be, the kids are supposed to get from home, you can send out reminders to the parents as well. So we will always keep 5 objectives in mind throughout the program. The 5 main learning objectives is approaches to learning, social and emotional part of it, the cognitive development, the motor skills, and the language. These are very, very vital point, and we all know that our brain, a kid's brain, a human brain develops until the age group of 5 to the fully potential. And we would really like to nurture it with the best things which is around and make sure that it is always open to changes, always open to learn. Now coming to the second pointer, which is environment. Now, third teacher, classroom centers, and bulletin boards. These are the additional things which is a handy tool for a teacher or a preschool owner who can use it on a daily basis. I will just quickly click on only one of them and not go through the detail. So it has a classroom setup guide, a catalog of suggested materials, and loose parts guide. Loose parts is always something which is very popular term in Reggio especially, wherein we help the kids to connect with the available things. So if you want to start a preschool, if you're looking at, setting up a classroom, what are the do's and don'ts the setup guide, absolutely gives you a thorough idea to make a child proofing room. What are the materials which are handy, which are the materials which is reusable and not and also something which is user friendly and eco-friendly. The kid should not put it in the mouth. So there are a lot of things which has to be kind of kept in mind while you're making the purchases and setting up the room. So it has all contains this under the classroom setup and the catalog as well. Now coming to the class management. I talk to teachers throughout my day. I talk to preschool owners, edupreneurs who are running the show. And I know this is a real tough task. I was talking to one of my friend and telling that, we are not able to manage our own kid. One kid seems to be troublesome, and you guys doing I think, a fabulous job of managing so many kids coming from a different background, a different understanding, different behavior. Every day is different, and still managing them with so much of grace and patience. So we have certain readouts for you, for making your life more simpler and help you to, kind of have a better day. So challenging behaviors. So we have biting issues, we have tantrum issues, defenses. These are the certain things that actually helps you to read through and how would you kind of deal the situation in a much better way. We have a schedule guidance. I'm going randomly and not clicking it as per the entire the step-by-step process. We have ready-made schedule. Again, okay, we have been through there. Now coming back to the class management. So student engagements, transitions, these are all a part of your read, and tons of activities that you can actually do and plan your day accordingly. Now, this is one of my favorite, which is milestone and development. When my kid was, very young, I always wanted to see what did she do better? What did she learn new? How would I have, tracked the improvement on a daily basis or a weekly basis? So this is a very, very handy tool for all the preschool owners, teachers who are actually managing this. Of the aspect that you are actually monitoring on a daily basis. One is the brain development, and second is the physical changes, and if your typical changes in the behavior that you want to make a note of. So brain development has elaborative information about what are the things that you can see on a daily basis and what are the tick marks or anything that has to be as an alarm that the kid is supposed to talk and the kid is not talking, or a kid has a typical behavior which is not very similar or expected of that particular age. So these are the things that you can always notify the parents and take actions in advance. We have daily notes, as this is a template. You can print it out, or if you want, you can save it on your laptop or desktop, whatever you're managing, and you can keep a note of the entire typical daily notes, anything that you have seen which is supposed to be monitored and kind of notified with the rest of the caregivers as well. And next is a sample progress report. So typically in the K-12 zone, we have this parents teachers meeting concept In preschool, we have more of a parents teachers meeting on talking, not so formal, not the academic aspect, but there are tons of things that we would love to discuss in terms of actual progress in a personality, in a behavior of a kid. So this particular template helps you to monitor. You can, take out printouts and keep a file. You can hand over the file when the parents is walking in, or you can manage it as a soft copy, whatever you prefer, and the method and the technologies that you are using at the moment. So we have the aspects that we are measuring. As I said, there are 5 aspects that we will be measuring throughout, which is social, emotional, cognitive. We have motor skills, and finally we have the language and the communication development. Apart from that, community is something you can always, raise a flag if you're looking for any kind of a help and support. So this is a WeSchool community would be more than happy to help you. And there are tons of information which is there in classroom collaboration, how would a parent can be a partner to you, and what would be the classroom platform, etc. We also have something called as a webinar as a concept, and we are every single month we are adding tons of informative videos and webinars that has been hosted by the WeSchool team based out of US. And these are the people who are experts who have been into the education sector, or they are typically child psychologists, or they are doctors who have been researching on early childhood education from they have dedicated their entire life on this. So these are the webinars we keep on doing. And as we speak, we have more than 35 hours of active webinar, which is already uploaded. And we keep on doing every month. So once you actually enlist with us, you will automatically get an invitation. The only thing is it will be at little late Indian hours, as it's based on the US timing. And consultation is something which is again a paid consultation if you're looking at a particular issue that has to be addressed by the WeSchoolhouse experts. And we have a community board, which is like the posts, whatever changes that they're making, and you have end-to-end visibility to it. Anybody who would like to see anything in particular on this particular dashboard, I would be more than happy to show you. You can type in a chat, you can unmute yourself, and or you can ask. Okay, looks like everybody understood it, but nobody is ready to unmute. Right, thank you so much for being a patient listener, or hopefully at least it gives you a glimpse of what exactly that we are talking about. Over to you, Dheeraj.
Thank you so much for that demonstration, Malavika.
Welcome.
That was pretty clear. I think you covered most of the critical aspects. As you guys saw, our platform is very user friendly. This platform is comprehensive, right? I mean, it's very hard to even demonstrate it in 15 minutes. I don't know how Malavika does it. And the critical aspect is that teachers can easily search for activities by age group, learning domain, material type, the way they want to, flexible, very flexible in nature. And each activity really comes with a clear guidance, documentation examples that you saw, and even extension of ideas. And in addition to this, our classroom design tool helps you to visualize the learning space even before you make any change. So you will already visualize, you would know what to do, what not to do. uh, Again, documentation templates are amazing. You've got everything in them for as a teacher if you need to document whatever you would need from a Reggio philosophy perspective. All templates are given to you, what you need to cover and all of those things. And teacher training modules you saw, webinar and other things that we cover. So I know Malavika did a good job at showcasing that. Would love to understand what you liked about or based on the demo you saw, what is the most exciting feature, or what you say, um, the thing about the platform that you like. If you can quickly answer that, the poll is right now visible to you. Please quickly answer what is the most exciting feature that you would want to use in your preschool tomorrow. Okay, right? What would you be most excited to use in your preschool tomorrow, in your school, in your classroom? If you're a teacher, if you're a school owner in your school, you would want teachers to use. If you're a parent, your kids, for your kids, what would you want to use? So what would be the most exciting feature, or material that Malavika showed, talked about, would be the most exciting feature of the platform that you would want to. We are getting a lot of responses for activity-based learning modules. Superb, and then we have a ton of them. We are getting some responses for classroom setup guidance. Absolutely, the third teacher, right? The Reggio Emilia philosophy. The third teacher is very, very important. Yeah. Please go ahead and make your choice quickly. I'll just give another 5 seconds for you to choose. Please make that choice based on the demo you just saw. Which feature of WeSkoolhouse would you be most excited to use in your preschool tomorrow? What would, if you had this access, what would be the best feature you liked about it? Please choose one, and I will quickly share the poll results as well. I'm ending the poll now. If you have entered, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this. So activity-based learning module, clearly hands down. So absolutely, that is one of the key features of our platform, and we love that you like it, and is something which you are looking to implement in your school. And this is not it. What we saw the platform, this is not it. It's a continuous growing repository of resources. There are always new investigation ideas that are being added. There are seasonal documentation examples from real classroom being added on almost weekly and monthly basis. There are loose parts play scenarios continuously been added. Almost every month I see one of those things added. Webinars, like Malavika mentioned, every month we have these Reggio practice webinars that you immediately become a part of. You get free access to, which are otherwise paid for. And then you have these expanded project examples with documentation. So this is all continuously growing resource. This is not just, one time you buy it and that's it and you're done with it. It's a continuous growing resource. And this ensures that your growth or your school growth is also continuous along with the platform. So now let's talk about getting your preschool Reggio Emilia certified. So our standard classroom subscription is 29,999 annual. This is an annual subscription that is inclusive of GST starting from March 1st. And this includes a full access of the platform, all platform resources, official certification, like you see on the screen, will be given to you as a Reggio Emilia partner school. You will be a part of ongoing professional development of teachers through our webinars, through the content that we are constantly updating. There will be an implementation support provided. Any questions, queries you have, we have our team here in India as well as in the US. This certificate, includes this beautifully designed certificate as well that you can, hang on your wall. And this particularly is a great marketing tool that signals your commitment to the community that you're serving, that you are, you know, wanting to provide quality early childhood education, most progressive, based on neuroscience, quality education. And parents today can do Google, they can research, they can learn about different philosophies and methodologies, and they generally now look for progressive methodologies. But at the same time, I know you all will say, they don't understand this. They are looking for kids to write. They are looking for what is the homework. And those are all of the things that we have within the platform as well. And along that, we are not saying you replace your complete philosophy immediately, but this is an additional marketing tool. This is an additional progressive approach that you can start, which will help the child to do better in their lives. And just for you guys, all of the people who spared time today to be with us, we want to unveil a limited time offer. Right, this is an exclusive offer to all you webinar participants only. We are giving away this uh, school certification annual subscription for a discount. This for whoever here is participating. This is going to be for 19,999 only. It was, I mentioned it's for 29,999 starting from March 1st onwards. Just for today, whoever is there in our webinar, you are getting this for only 19,999. You can book the license today using this QR code. You can make a token payment of 1,999 and then you can choose to make the full payment in 7 days. This offer typically we are running till the 10th of March as a Women's Day offer, right? This for limited time only until the 10th of March. You can book your license today with a token amount of 1,999, that's 2,000 rupees, and you can make the rest of the payment in 7 days. You can communicate with our team, communicate with Malabika. If you have any doubts, any questions, queries, she'll be happy to answer. So we are just giving this limited time offer for until the 10th of March at 19,999 inclusive of GST. So you can book your license today with a token amount with the QR code you see on the screen. You can take a snapshot, you can click it, make that payment, and absolutely be a part of this beautiful journey of transforming your school into the most progressive school in your community with Reggio Emilia philosophy. All right. All right. So moving on to the next part, that is the Q&A section. Um, we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, any queries that you have, and whatever you saw. If you have any feedback, we would love to hear from you, and we would love to understand what your thought process is. You can unmute yourself now and start interacting. Yeah, I'm sure Malavika, you get some typical questions and from preschool owners, from teachers. How do we do this? How do we start with Reggio Emilia? Yeah, what are those typical questions that you get?
I think every preschool owner has a typical apprehension about the acceptability from the parents, especially if somebody is coming from a tier two city or somebody who has not been, never had exposure of Reggio Emilia and the concept. Because the typical traditional method that they have adapted to, that's the first thing, that's the apprehension that they have. So yeah.
Yeah, apprehension from the parents, right? That's what you're trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
absolutely, absolutely.
See, I think parents have limited knowledge of what's the best for their child. What they believe or what they know is from the day they have done their education, that typically is 25 to 35 years ago. So it's as a teacher, it's our job to educate them, but sometimes it becomes very difficult to explain. We do need to have, in most cases, blended approach. Right? We need to also satisfy the parent. At the same time, we need to do justice by the kid so that we are teaching them something which is valuable. Now we know neuroscience based. So we have to do that. We have to address to both the need of the hour for the child and the ask of the parent. Um, and we are getting some questions here. I think Saraswati wants to ask something. Is it? Saraswati, please go ahead.
Hi.
Saraswati,
Hello, this
please.
is Saraswati.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes, please go ahead.
this is Saraswati from Hyderabad.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I am right now. I'm working in a international preschool, and our school is also based on Reggio Emilia philosophy.
Okay.
So we are following that, and
Congratulations. Wonderful.
thank you. And recently, last week only, we celebrated that Loris Malaguzzi Day.
Oh,
And
wow. Amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to know, what are the career prospect if I'll continue here in this school? Is there any what career prospect for my personal growth?
Right. So the future is all about progressive pedagogies. The future is all about internationalization, building a global child, correct?
Mm-hmm.
right? And the demand is growing, and you can see the demand growing around you. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remember? Do you
Yes, yes.
remember 5 years ago how many international curriculum schools were really there? Even
Hmm.
and
Correct,
today
correct.
they have just mushroomed up in last
Yes,
one and a
yes.
half, 2 years post-COVID.
Hmm.
So really, so what do we need? If we have so many international curriculum schools coming up, what is the
Hmm.
number one thing that we need? And this is a global problem. We need qualified teachers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
See,
it's a
we are
global
not
problem.
skilled. See, children like that school, what I have observed, because recently it's almost 8 months back, I joined there, and I feel that I observe that the teachers are not skilled enough to to teach or to involve in that school, because it's basically the engagement we are having with children. It's very very interactive and very interesting, but skilled teachers are not available in India, what I feel.
That's not available anywhere in the world, by the way. So it's not about just India. Please don't blame India.
Uh,
It's not anywhere in the world, right? So this is a global problem, and that's the reason we are bringing solutions that are scalable, affordable, and you are able to, capture them. As a
yeah.
teacher, as a small preschool owner, we understand the challenges that you face, and which
Mm-hmm.
is why we have brought offerings like WeSkoolhouse that are
Mm-hmm.
extremely scalable. Today, WeSkoolhouse is being used in more than 150 preschools in India.
Mm-hmm.
And these
Mm-hmm.
preschools, majority of them are in remote locations where they do not have access to such
Yes,
kind
yes.
of materials, training programs.
Uh-huh.
That's why we are doing this. So we are completely aligned with you. I think teachers need to be helped and they need to be
Mm-hmm.
supported without increasing their load because they already have a ton of thing to do. I mean, Malavika also mentioned handling 10 to 15 3-year-olds, it would be a nightmare for me. I don't know how you teachers manage it, but it's absolutely amazing that you guys are able to do it. And at the same time, being able to upskill yourself is
Yeah.
hard. It's not easy. So that's the reason whatever we do, we need to use technology, number one, to make your lives easy. And that's what we are trying to do with WeSchoolhouse. We're trying to curate a platform that just makes everything accessible at a click of a button. You have everything. You don't need to do anything else. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the idea with this. Thank you so much, Saswati, for sharing that thought. And
Thank you.
congratulations on being a part of a Reggio Emilia
Thank
Philosophy School.
Yeah, thank you. But just I was just thinking, is there any certificate course so that I can enroll in it?
Of course, of
Have
course, of
thorough,
course, of course.
thorough knowledge. Yeah.
Of course. We last week when we did the webinar, we were running a training program, and we shared those details. A lot of people actually showed interest in that.
Acha,
You can
okay.
definitely connect with Malobika, and she can guide you how you can
Okay.
enroll in the webinar. Malika, I think already has shared her mobile number in the chat. Malika, if you can please do that again, so that any training program, anything. I think Vijeta was also trying to ask the question. Sasuti, are you done?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Vijeta, you were also trying to ask some question. Do you remember?
Yes, Dheeraj. No, I just wanted to know, is it like just an online or website, or do we have any books? Do you supply any books like a curriculum-based books for different, like for nursery, for PP1 or PP2, like stuff, in total program, or
Good, good
something like
question.
that?
Good question, and we get this asked almost every time, right? So, and see, I need to give you a bit
बना
of
दो.
a background before I answer
मैं
that
बता रही हूँ.
question. Right. So the background is that, Reggio Emilia philosophy believes in activity, project-based learning, thematic activities. In one month, there was somebody who was trying to ask what is thematic based and what is project based. Are these one of the same thing? I don't know who asked that question. But thematic is you have a theme for the entire month, Okay, so for example, colors are a theme.
Yes, Neeraj. See, we do follow this, but as you know, there will be expectation from the parents that there should be a book where they see a classwork, a homework, and everything. So we do this activity-based teaching here at our school. That is like purely, and we also do follow these themes and everything. So
Like
I'm
I
looking
said,
for a new curriculum for my
Like I
school.
said, Vijeta, I mean, we have to have a blended approach in some cases because there are parent demands and parents are our paying customers. So we will have to do something to please them as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we would need to have that blended approach. But we don't have any materials, nor do we have any textbooks that we can recommend. There are reference books that we can recommend for teachers to use to understand better the concepts that we are introducing. But other than that, there are no books as such. But if you need books, if you need activity materials, we can connect you
Uh-huh.
with the right providers in India. We are very well connected with them, and you can buy it
Okay,
from them. We have got nothing to do with
I'll
it.
do one thing. I got Malika's number, so let me contact her maybe tomorrow. I'll get the details more from her, and if I'll see where I can. And yeah,
Of
very
course,
much interested in upcoming webinars or training sessions. Let me inform my team also about this.
of course.
So, at mostly, yes, we will attend the webinars because this is like very much related to our curriculum, like what we believe and what we teach our children.
So you
So, being a
understand,
teacher
right?
head,
The
I
parents
will
don't
definitely
know.
recommend this.
Yeah, the
No.
parents don't
See,
know, Yeah,
they don't. For according to any pure like any policy, they believe that a child or who is 5 years old shouldn't write first of all, shouldn't hold a pencil or a pen. This is what the NEP
absolutely
says
not. Absolutely not. They shouldn't be writing, guys. If you're hearing this for the
exactly. But
first time, I think
my
Vijeta,
parents,
you have taken a very good point. You are making a very good point here. No kid who is under the age of 6 should write.
exactly. But
Absolutely.
end of the day, being being in that place as a center head, I get keep questions. Questions like, "Madam, my son is not writing A to Z in the nursery itself because other
I
schools are
know.
doing it." I said, "That is not true. That shouldn't be done. See,
I
be
know.
happy what we are." Yeah,
I know, and we
done. Dear.
keep getting this question. Great that you are already on the pathway of progress and progressive methodology. This will soon catch up. So
Exactly.
you're future-proofing your preschool already. Great to hear that you're already doing this. We would love to
Thank
associate with you as We Schoolhouse in one way or the
you.
other.
Sure.
Let's figure something out, and and you would definitely appreciate the platform. I'm pretty sure and confident that you would
I
appreciate the
am
platform.
actually because since I've been checking for something similar, that's the reason. My first question is, do we have a book something like this where I can implement it
Reggio,
100%?
unfortunately, you know what we did, the first thing we did after we getting so many inquiries of Reggio Emilia, everybody asking us, do you have material? We actually went on a hunt. We spoke to people in Italy. I mean, we spoke to people who are
Uh-huh.
based out of Emilia. It's a city, by the way. So we spoke to people out of there. There are no books ever written, published on Reggio Emilia for students or for
Uh-huh.
children. Because that goes
Got
against the philosophy of Reggio Emilia, of giving a structure to what you're teaching. Right? So it's just not something which we could find anywhere in the world.
Totally understand. Anyways, thank you for your time. Really, I enjoyed the session. Looking
Thank you
forward
so
for
much.
more. And
Love
thanks
to
so
work with
much.
you.
And
Take care.
definitely connect with Malvika for further details. You too.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. And before we move on to the next question, I think the answer what I was trying to answer this question somebody asked, Nikhil, I think asked, is what exactly is project-based learning or both are same thematic based. So thematic is, you have a theme or concept or an idea, let's say colors, lights, shadows, bubbles, circles. You have this idea and every activity that you do is under that idea. You would do a literacy provocation on that, you would do an investigation on that, you would do a music or a yoga session around that idea. That's thematic. And the project-based learning really is a part of that thematic idea. So the project will be related to circles. The project would be related to light, shadows, or colors. So I hope I've answered question that Nikhil asked. And if you've got the answer, amazing. Anybody else has any other question? Please unmute yourself. Feel free to ask anything that you would like to know more about.
Dheeraj, still I'm a bit confused about this thematic and project. So what exactly we do in project? It's same as we follow the theme, right?
Right. So theme is basically, like I said, there will be a theme for the month, right? So Malvika showed on the dashboard that there is a month-wise curriculum and that month has a theme on it. So the month has bubbles as a theme. Within that theme, there will be projects that you would do, activities that you would
But
do.
activities are nothing but project, you mean to say?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question. But we can always have 1:1. We can do a demonstration in detail to showcase what it looks like. No problem. Anybody else has any other question? Let's pick up some questions in the chat if there are. Can teachers do independent trainings? I think Ayan already answered that. Great. Any other questions that we see in the chat now? Yeah. If there are no more questions, we can end this session. I think we are already over our time limit. Uh, we can take one more question. Maybe if you can share, that will be great. All right, so no more questions. Superb. If you guys liked what you saw, if you're interested to buy the platform access, if you're looking to make that purchase decision, I would request you to make it immediately. In the next 10 days, um, as you saw, the price is revised to 29,999 from 1st March onwards. Only for this 10 days, we are giving this limited time opportunity. And you can book your license at 2000 rupees now and lock at this price, that is 19,999 as a price, where you can get a certificate for your school. And then you can choose to make the payment in 14 days. Full payment can be done later. But if you want to lock this price of 19,999, scan the QR code, take a screenshot, make that payment, and be a part of that Reggio Emilia journey with us. Thank you so much for making this webinar successful. Appreciate you being here this late evening. I know how tiring it must have been, or a long day must have been for you guys. Thanks a ton. Have a great day, and we will soon see you again with another Reggio Emilia training webinar, and we'll keep you posted on it. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Guys, will rejoin now.